Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV and my match reaction after Liverpool were beaten in the Premier League by Brentford 3-2, the final score, in what was, where do you start with that game of footy, really? Where do you start with the Reds right now? That is, of course, 4 successive defeats in the league. I felt like, some of you may have seen, I felt like we arrested the slide and maybe got ourselves out of the rut and the hole that we were digging ourselves deeper and deeper into in midweek with that performance and result in Frankfurt, but clearly not the case. Return to domestic action and return to, the misery of it, really, because, listen, there's some contentious moments in that game. There's some controversy in that game. There's some decisions. You could argue about a penalty for Cody Gakpo, not for me personally. You could argue about the penalty that we give away, which is initially given as a free kick and not necessarily much in it. I think it's quite soft, and then it gets overturned and it's a penalty because it's on the line. You could argue if it's on the line or whatever, but ultimately, I don't think you can really argue with the result or necessarily the scoreline because we just weren't very good to a man. Once again, not at the level required. There's exceptions on the night in terms of who is performing at that level. I think Dom Szoboszlai comes away from that yet again having shown his actual true colours and the footballer that he is, and for whatever reason we're unrecognisable as a team right now, and it's so hard to watch. It really is, and we are a tough watch. Credit to Brentford, just to sort of touch on them momentarily. Really well organised side. Obviously a major threat from set pieces. That's where the first goal comes from. We're really vulnerable set pieces. The blueprint's there for all to see. It's been evident for a while now. Arne Slot spoke about it. I don't know whether he spoke about it in terms of, like, I don't know, trying to sort of fend off opposition for maybe targeting it, but ultimately there is an obvious way in which to hurt us right now, and it's get the ball in the box by hook or by crook, whether it be from corners, free kicks, open play, throw-ins, however you can get the ball into the box. Certainly aerially, we look really susceptible and really weak, and that's, as I say, that's where the first goal comes from. Absolute missile of a long throw. That fella's got Coyote. He was really good on the night as well, actually. But yeah, we just look weak, poor, inept, all of the above, and it's probably worse than that as well. So yeah, credit to Brentford about how they went about it in terms of their game plan. They're really well organised at the back, like I say, made it hard for us to create anything like any sort of momentum or proper open chances. Really busy, really intense. Jordan Henderson at the forefront of that, and it pains me to say it, but they looked hungrier. They looked like they had more desire. They were first to pretty much every second ball, which I think is inexcusable. And there's a few lads out there, Seb Vandenberg in particular, with a point to prove, actually, because a lot of the talk, including from myself, was about Brentford maybe struggled under Keith Andrews this season. They lost a couple of key players, lost a manager who I think is really impressive as well, and they are proving everybody wrong by accruing big points. And Seb Vandenberg looked like he had a serious message to send out, because he wasn't happy with his treatment by Liverpool. He spoke about that openly a couple of times, and tonight he was really good, and he came up with a couple of big blocks defensively at the back, denying Mo Salah on one occasion. But yeah, from a Liverpool point of view, we look a shell of what we were last season. We look a million miles away from what we were last season, and Arne Slot doesn't seem to have the answers. Some of his decision making, team selection I was more or less okay with, nothing majorly surprising. Little bit taken aback by the Kirkes inclusion. I felt like he might have gone Robertson, because I felt like that worked a lot better in midweek. Van Dijk looked more comfortable, looked like he could relax a little bit more and play his own game without having to worry about the guy alongside him. But ultimately, the players who were sent out on the pitch did the opposite of what was required, didn't stand up to the test, didn't deal with set pieces, didn't battle hard enough, lost too many duels, and we're just second best all over the pitch once again. And from the bench, Slot struggling to find the answers there as well, throws absolutely everything at it. And the late change to bring on Joe Gomez and replace Florian Wirtz when we're chasing the game is a little bit baffling. Like, it is. we managed to sort of create some sort of momentum. Salah scores a wonder goal. Salah scores a goal befitting of a man who's in the form of his life, not one who's going through a mini slump. And it might even be more than a mini slump at this point. He was really poor once again, just sort of inconspicuous and almost invisible apart, and lost possession once or twice. Well, I don't like criticising Mo Salah. I don't like criticising any Liverpool player ultimately, especially one who's been so imperious forwards ever since he arrived. But he's not enjoying life as a footballer right now, Mo Salah. There's no getting away from that. There's no hiding place. But the goal is out of this world. Like, outrageous finish. The touch and to bring it down and to finish almost in the same movement is just... That, like I said, that's a lad who is A, world class, and seemingly B, has the ability to call upon these world class talents as and when he sees fit. I wish he could do it a little bit more, but it came to nothing, no avail, ultimately, nothing more than the consolation and to polish up the scoreline slightly and make it slightly more flattering to what was another abject Liverpool performance at best. Like I say, apart from Dom Szoboszlai, the only one really, again, near the level. I think there's a couple who could sort of have decent ratings from their own individual performances, but as a collective, I'm struggling, really struggling to see the positives from that. Honestly, it's hard to know where to turn. It's hard to know what next, because there's injuries now, there's lads out of form, there's struggles with the system. Tactically, we look all over the place. Again, we can't even do the fundamentals when it comes to winning battles and winning duels and all the rest of it. We're struggling in front of the goal, we're misfiring there. Nothing's working. I don't know what's happened to us. What has happened to us, honestly? It's really tough. Mamardashvili's got to take a bit of blame as well. Certainly for the second goal, just rooted to the spot. Like, it's all too easy in terms of how they get one-on-one. Like, we give away possession in their final third, one ball in behind the defence and away they go. But Mamardashvili has to come. He just stays. He just stays stuck, and he makes it obvious what he gives him both sides of the goal. Essentially, allows him to run another 20, 15 yards, whatever, before he's basically, he has the goal at his mercy by the time he gets there. Mamardashvili, if that's Alisson. We know Alisson's the best in the world. We know he's the best in the world at one-on-ones. That's his absolute forte. But Mamardashvili has to do something. Has to make him make a decision. Just makes life easy for him. But, yeah, tough night. Tough night. Another tough night in the Premier League. We are struggling, scrambling for any semblance of our form. I felt like we turned the corner midweek. Honestly, I did. I felt like psychologically, momentum-wise, all the rest of it, that might have been the line in the sand that we could build upon. But it was the opposite, because we were dreadful tonight. Dreadful. And deserved to get beat. And I don't say that lightly at all. And I hate to say it as well, but the Premier League defence, title defence, if it isn't over already, like, probably is definitely over tonight. We don't look anything like competing for that. And at this rate, we're going to struggle to make top four. I still back us, obviously, because I'm a positive kind of guy, but an optimistic Liverpool fan ultimately. But yeah, bleak. And as it stands, this season is unravelling very quick, and it's threatening to get out of control and threatening to get a little bit messy as well. Some of the unrest and the uncertainty about what we are in a manager's position and all the rest of it, and some of our key players, the backbone, the spine of this side, is crumbling slightly, and it ain't pretty, and it needs sorting out fast. But anyway, that was wholly depressing. I hope you found some kind of solace in the past few minutes, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it either, so don't worry if not. Take care, until next time, see you soon.